welcome back to Sofa Academy for the origami course. I'm Sophie, your instructor as usual. So we're going to be making a penguin today, and it's a pretty complex model in my opinion. It's by Joe Nakashima, which is a great origami artist, creator person. So yeah, I'll link it down in the description for you to see. The main point of this model is reference folding and like partial folding. Like, I don't know how to say that, but it's kind of the same thing. But I just like want to practice for you like references and like how to make those folds. It'll make sense. There's a lot of weird like creases that you're gonna make, and because I don't have this model memorized, it's a very great model, but I don't. I'll probably be referring back to the video a lot, so you'll see me pausing. So that's my bad. But let's get started. For this, I'm gonna bust out the good origami paper, the white side up, colored side up. We're gonna start with colored side up, and actually fold our two diagonals. So for now, we're just going to do all the way. You'll see the partial folding, reference fold chaos in a minute. I think that's a very essential part to any origami fold thing. And because the video can only be 15 minutes long, by the way, for my YouTube stuff, I am going to go a little fast. But feel free to slow down, and I'll try to make it as clear as possible. Anyways, from there, you have these folds. So point this to there. And now you're not going to fold all the way. You're only going to make a little reference fold. And you didn't like fold all the way, right? That's because when it gets very complicated, you don't want more folds in like in places you don't need. So it's only there. So we're going to do that again. It's a little hard to see with the colored paper, but I'm going to try to line the diagonal as well because you can't really see where that corner is going. So, alright, from there we go from opposite side to this side. And then we're going to fold along this side. And then, oh, sorry, that was kind of strange, but you're going to fold along the diagonal crease we made earlier. And then we're going to fold from here to there. Yep, unfold. And we're going to turn this over. We're going to go from this point to this point, just all the way. And fold it up all the way. And here we're going to do a rabbit fold, so I'm going to do it with you. We're going to fold this to here and this to here as well to make the two parts. I don't know if you're following along, but we did this with a dolphin as well. This is what usually the rabbit folds are used for, is to make like beaks and things like that, and like little parts. I think that's where I see the rabbit fold used most often. Sometimes it's for a structural thing too, but for the fine details, that's usually where it's at. So then we're going to make a rabbit fold. Boop. And you don't have to fold it down because it'll be a beak, so I'm just going to kind of leave it there. I'll fold on both sides. Oh. Be careful with small origami because they tend to go around. Alright, now this is going to be the hard part of all the creases and folds and all that. So, first step is to go from here to make a crease here. So I need to draw some lines so you guys can see that. You guys don't have to draw lines. I just, So let's draw something here. To have that there, we need to have this point go to that point. So what I'm doing is I'm actually aligning this dot with that, like the corner over here, and I'm actually just like creasing. And because I don't want it to go all the way, I'm actually referencing this point as well. And I'm going to be like, okay, so that's where everything's at. And so I'm taking a fold from here to here with a paper aligned. So this is all going through my head. Maybe you're smart enough that you don't have to think about all this, but like, this is like, you just do it, right? But it is intuitive, I think, but it's good to know what to think. From there, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So, here to there, right? So this and this point over here. Oh, I might have to split this up into two parts, I'll be honest, because this is a very complicated model. But yeah, you might think, okay, well also, it has to start from, it'll start from this line as well. So you'll actually realize that it starts There's a lot of coincidences in origami because that's the origami of it, the geometry of it, sorry. And you see that actually does start from the line that we're referencing. So we're going to be, okay, it has to look like this, right? So right now we have this line and this line, right? Okay, next up we're going to make this and this. So when we make a line, that's like between these 2 points. It's called an angle bisector, kind of. Whenever you have a fold that's weird, you have to always be like, okay, well, I want to know what fold it is. In this case, it's an angle bisector because I'm going from this to that. So let's angle bisect that. I'm going to go fold this from here. Do you see how I'm folding one part of it? Because I want to fold from here to here. So this will be my pivot point. It's kind of hard, I know, but align. Right? You're aligning that. So in the back, you can also, if you want to ever crease something well, make sure it's on a flat surface. Or if you don't want it to do that, you could also just do this. Like with this, you know, these two lined up. And you can see that that crease is lined up. You can do that as well. So let's do that way for this one. These creases are so hard to see. Let me crease them a little harder so it's a little easier to see. And from here, you're going to do the same thing. We're going to go fold this along this point. You want to always know your references. Right? Good. So then from there, I have to refer back. Sorry about that. Well, either way, go from here to there. So you want to make a line from here to there with these 2 points on that you've made. I hope this all makes sense. I know it's very hard to see, but you've made these 2 folds, right? And so you're going to fold up from on these 2 points. So you can also line this edge with the fold that you just made, right? You want to be conscious about all this. So there we go. And then from there, we're going to make another fold. I know there's a lot of pre-folds of this, but it's kind of part of it, I guess. You're going to make a fold from here, from this new line, and this line, and that line, down. So you want to make a thing like that, right? And notice that this does not align with this fold that we just made. This fold that we just made is not, like, there's no connection to that. So it'll be kind of confusing when you have all these folds, but don't try to, like, just, oh yeah, because I have a fold here, that's the line here. Don't think about that. It's like all these root folds, and you should just follow, like, what they say for now. So we're going to go fold that. There's 2 ways. You could either align this with the corner. You're always aligning with the corner. Find the corner that's coming from, and then also find the 2 folds and align them as well. You could do it that way, which I'm doing this way for this one. You can see that these 2, this line I just made. Okay, let me make it more clear for you. What I did was I just took this, I folded it there, and I aligned this line, this crease, with that crease when I was folding it. So I made sure that these 2 lined up, and I was looking for that in these folds. Does that make sense? Because there's a crease here. You can't see it, but there is. Oh, this camera sucks. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. Or we could do the other way that we did before. So we have this and this align at the corner. This is a bit more off the table, so you have to be a lot more careful with it because it's not as nice as a table. And you align and crease. Try to make your best to crease alongside a flat surface, even if it's like your hand or something, because they'll just crease midair. I think that's a little harder. It'll make more weird stuff. But yeah, there it is. Both work and both are valid and both might be used in different scenarios. From there, we're going to go create a crease from here to here. Sorry, not from here to here. I'm so sorry about that. We're going to make a crease from here to this edge here. So it'll be like a weird angle bisector again. So in this case, I will just do this just for the ease of it. Make sure your crease is aligned. I always try to recrease things if I can't see them properly, because I think it's a good practice. And of course, we're gonna just go all the way. No, not I'm sorry. Only up to this crease. Only up to this crease that we just made. Yeah, it's so confusing. It's okay if it doesn't, you know, if it goes over a little bit, you'd rather over than under, but you don't want to go all the way through, right? So same thing here. I see this crease, I'm going to stop right around there. Yep. So now I have all this, and I'm going to do one more crease. I know. But this is the last one, I swear. Like, well, the last pre-crease. This is all part of the pre-creasing process. This is your, like, your first origami piece with me that you're actually doing a big part of the reference folds, I guess. So from there, you're going to go take this point that you just made. Oh god, this camera quality is very bad. And you go all the way to the edge. And you want to make it parallel to other folds like this fold. So you want to make it like this. And to do that, you're just going to have to fold this. You're like, okay, well, because I have to do that, I'm folding like this way, right? So diagonal, to make it parallel, you would align it with a diagonal, and then you would align the point that you made. So all these are like reference techniques. You don't have to like say them every single time to yourself, but like you should know this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to find that point. I'm going to recrease it because I look, you can't see it. So it's that crease from this before and crease from this. And I'm sorry, this might be very confusing to you, so I'll link the original one. I make a lot of strange comments, I'm aware. And you're gonna just, fold on the point. I actually folded a little bit too much. You can always turn it around and make sure, oh, it is that point, right? You see it is that two intersections. Here, you know, and diagonal aligned. I know it's a lot, but from there, let's actually get the other one stem down because this is actually on the same level, right? Because it's symmetric. So we actually go here, let me do it a bit more clearly with you. We can look on the behind side, and we can say, okay, this has this crease. I hope you can see that. And this crease, and this dot. So I can finally actually take that dot and make sure that this diagonal is aligned, which it isn't at this point. And then we can crease it. Yep. So now we have finished our pre-creases, which is a lot, I know. But we're gonna go turn it over. That's like not even half as confusing as a lot of the other models, but I'm very proud of that you guys got through this. This is very good. So we turn it over now, and we're gonna go, I know, more folds, but fold this part down here. And if it's not clear enough for you, just, recrease it. As I said before, you always want your creases to be nice and nice. So from here to here, and this time it's all the way. So I know when I first did origami, I hated the partial folding. I was just like, why can't I do it all the way? But it's just a good habit, because later you're going to have to do it anyway. Here to here, same thing. But again, when I first started folding, I was like 8, so I was a little bitch. I'm so sorry, that was cursing, but yeah. There we go. So we should have these two. And now we're going to go quickly just fold this behind. So there's no reference folder for this. Sometimes it exists like that. But you know it's going to be a penguin, so how big do you want its forehead to be? That's just your decision. I'm going to choose this. Okay, you can do this on a surface, but just be careful not to, like, when you're folding, be careful not to ruin any of the folds that you made before. Alright, so this is going to be the weird part. It's just assembly. And I'm going to try to hurry this up, so this might be a little hurried. But you see how you have this fold, this fold, this fold, this fold, and then these two folds. You're going to make a box out of that. So it's literally just folding this, making a box here, making a box here, and that's your box. So we're going to fold these back as well. They're not folded that well, but you can force them to kind of do that. I'm going inside and trying to force that fold. I don't want to fold this outside because I like the way it sticks out a little bit. And I'm going to stop here. I'm going to finish up because it's almost 15 minutes and then I'll cut off my video. So I'll see you guys soon.